afternoon, everyone. I'll try to keep this sweet, short, simple. Okay. All right. So I believe that everyone has come across different kind of information sharing from my previous colleagues, especially from Kun Jirapo has shared about the importance of data. All right. And in fact, the topic I'm going to share today is very much related to data. All right. So, Sawadee Selamat datang, and you can call me Alex, by the way. Okay, so in this digital age, right, large data sets are the incubator for the new data-centric applications. So these applications today demands a new types of workloads. Now we're going to share a little bit more on that, all right? Okay, so we heard about big data. We heard about AIs, right? We heard about many of these new terms. But has anyone of you ever thought of how all these things are actually blend together, actually creating an impact to the new lifestyle, to the new world, new society today? So there's no doubt that we are living in an era of data explosion. So according to the market research report in Huawei, right, we actually predict that there will be 1 yottabyte of data that will be generated in a gap of 10 years between 2020 and 2030, right? So new technologies, things like high-performance computing, big data, the buzzword I mentioned just now, artificial intelligence, AI, actually create more and more applications today and workloads with massive amount of data. In a nutshell, without data, all this will not be happening. Okay, so let's take a look at HPC. Now, high-performance computing is not new, right? High-performance computing has been in the past driving the scientific research, but with the inclusion of big data and AIs, it actually takes this to a newer level. So in this case, we are talking about HDPA, all right? What does that mean? High performance data analytics. So in this case, right, with the HPDA become more and more imminent today, we see that there is the diversified performance and access protocols required to support this data processing at the same time. So this actually creates a new demand towards one-for-all storage system to support such diversified workloads. Now, next thing, big data analytics, right, is a key means for enterprise to make informed decisions. Now, back then, all right, big data is not a new term again, right? We heard about terms like data warehouse, we heard about terms like business intelligence, but now we are taking this a step further from a reactive to a more predictive. Imagine that a bank today leveraging a big data analytics, coupled with the real-time data, coupled with the historical performance, and then they make a kind of analytics immediately, for example, to detect a risky transaction, to take necessary actions. And of course, we couple historical streaming data as well. It actually brings about new insight in making new, informed decisions by the top management to serve the customers. All right? So again, internet become very popular today, right? So one question normally I would like to ask most of my customers, my friends, my colleagues around is, how many of you can go out today without your mobile phone? Can, right? So we're becoming more and more reliable to the mobile phone today. And what does that mean? We are actually entering the era, not only I mentioned of yottabyte, but it's Internet of Things as well. So Internet services gain increasing popularity, and this brings about, the growth of the mass unstructured data, such as videos, images, right? So today we are no longer satisfied with just reading a text. We prefer to listen to voice. We prefer to see more videos, and all these are actually bringing more and more mass unstructured data, are bringing challenges to the storage today. All right. So take a look, right? Now HPC. Now, by combining HPC, big data analytics, and AI, as mentioned just now, right? These are actually bringing diversified workloads. So we are no longer confining a workload just to HPC, a workload to AI, to big data analytics, but we are looking into a hybrid workload. For example, hybrid performance models, right? If you're blending a HPC, with big data, all right, and then potentially, another workload which involves hybrid multi-protocol access modes and hybrid analysis based on historical and streaming data. There will be a wonderful combinations of different kind of scenario. So by combining all these things, we actually coined the term hybrid X. Could be any kind of combinations, and comes from uncertainty of all these new workloads. So to embrace the new workload with ease, we need to use certain solutions to cope with these challenges. Okay, so I'd like to actually introduce Huawei Ocean Store Pacific scale-out storage for the emerging hybrid workloads, which I mentioned earlier. Ocean Store Pacific improves the efficiency for hybrid workloads, supporting seamless multi-protocol interworking and providing a high bandwidth IOPS, OPS, and basically able to achieve 20% higher than similar products in the industries today. And Ocean Store Pacific also provides optimal ROI and always-on services. Now let's take a look at the next slides. Okay, what are the technological innovations actually we put into the Ocean Store Pacific? All right, first, let me introduce the Smart Balance system designed for the hybrid workloads. All right, now Huawei Smart Balance kind of design intelligently senses data types and I/O flows. These are two main things that we focus on. Right, first, we use the converged indexing for unstructured data. Let's talk about data types. It actually enables a native seamless interworking between file protocol, object protocol, and even HDFS storage protocols. Now, the second innovation that we put into Ocean Store Pacific is the data flow adaptive to the large and small I/Os, achieving optimal bandwidth, IOPS, and OPS performance. I'll go a little bit detail into these two innovations. Okay, now traditionally we know that object storage system typically uses a flat indexing structure, which enables a single bucket to support hundreds of billions of objects. Now, while file system, uses a tree indexing structure, which facilitates the file management. But however, we know that typically in a file system, right, which make use of single directory, they have a limited kind of capacities. So in this case, right, we realize that in order for the storage, the new storage that we innovated to support the hybrid workload, we combine the advantages of both file and object storage all together. We design a converged indexing for unstructured data. This unique design supplements the tree structure with single layer index slices, enabling a single layer indexing to support hundreds of billions of objects. So the converged indexing allows, most importantly, the standard file system, Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS, and object protocol to simultaneously access the same data without copying the data from one storage to another storage. So all this actually is achieved without using any physical or logical gateway. And of course, without sacrificing the functionality and of course the performance loss as well. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, now just now I mentioned on handling the different data types of storage protocols. Now let's now take a look at the different kind of workloads come with various I/O models. Now we can have large files with the large I/Os, large files with the small I/Os, small files with small I/Os. Now to address this challenge, the Ocean Store Pacific implements a data flow adaptive to large and small I/Os, enabling one storage system to support diversified computing powers and provide high bandwidth IOPS and OPS simultaneously. Now, large I/Os or large files are directly written to the disk without being cached, greatly improving the bandwidth capabilities. Now, whereas for small I/Os, they are pretty much aggregated into a large I/Os at the cache layer and then only written to the disk. By doing so, right, this achieves an optimal latency and disk utilization. The performance in processing random small I/Os is especially high in this case. So, in terms of a data read, right, we actually built in a data prefetch algorithm which feature intelligent sense of reading a large file through a consecutive I/O at the same time, right? In this case, it prefetches the small file into the high-speed cache and significantly boosting the data access. All right? So now, as we know that, as mentioned just now, big data actually bringing a mass growth of data today. So again, the data storage cost today also increases along with the data growth. So Huawei actually realized such challenges. In this case, Huawei actually launched a high density, a large capacity product called Ocean Store Pacific 9550. In this particular model, in the Ocean Store Pacific series, right, it are able to house 120 disks in the standard 5U rack space. With such high disk density per unit space, right, actually it helps us to achieve the 20% higher than of other similar product in the industry as well. So in this case, right, not only that, right, in terms of increasing the storage space utilization, the Ocean Store Pacific series uses the industry-leading erasure coding algorithm. For this particular high-ratio EC erasure coding algorithm, we are able to achieve a better, higher rate of data redundancy and protection. And in fact, the EC ratio that we can impose can achieve a maximum 22 to +2 copying and boosting the disk space utilization to 91.6%, which further reduced the overall TCO in the long run. Okay, so, and we know that today, right, data is everywhere. And typically everyone having access to data, you require the data to be accessed anytime, anywhere, and typically you would like those data to be presented in high quality, right? Remember I mentioned not just text data, structured data, we are talking about unstructured data as well. So in this case, right, to ensure the ready, reliability, and availability of data anywhere, anytime, OceanStor Pacific enables user to deploy multiple active data centers for disaster recovery. Up to 12 data centers can provide services at the same time. So if one of two goes down, right, your service continuity is always ensured. So OceanStor Pacific also provide, a device fault self-handling robust mechanism. So in the storage cluster. In other words, the system uses intelligent heartbeat detection and correlation kind of algorithm to diagnose and detect the device fault and then take over the services quickly. So in this case, for example, for latency sensitive high performance data analytics scenario, a switchover can be done within 10 seconds, which is 50% faster than similar products in industries. Okay, so let me bring more towards some of the value proposition, of OceanStor Pacific. All right, so for example, talking about the first scenario, addressing a HDPA, high performance data analytics. Traditionally, customers need to purchase multiple types of storage. You need to purchase maybe, different storage, a NAS, a SAN, all these things together to address the blend of HPC, AI, and big data within the processing. So the data is actually migrated multiple times in between different storages, causing problems such as long time to perform the data, to process the data, and result in unnecessary redundant data. So OceanStor Pacific, Huawei OceanStor Pacific HDPA storage, specifically looking at eradicating all these issues. All right, we're making use of a high performance and multi-protocol access for these hybrid workloads. So one storage device supports data processing in multiple phases, effectively accelerating the development and iteration of HDPA services. Right. In addition, the high-density hardware, as mentioned just now, design can flexibly tier the storage into hot, warm, and cold data, enable the online and near-online services data to be freely moved in between all these medias without manual interventions. For some use cases, which I think my colleagues have shared earlier, West China Hospital, which ranked among the world top 1% in the ESI clinical medicine, uses our HDPA storage to shorten the 30 times human whole genome sequencing, germline mutation analysis from hours to 7 minutes. All right? And another cases that we did here is that we one of famous university in Singapore, all right, with the deployment of our distributed parallel client, a DPC, a client of Huawei parallel file system, the bandwidth performance per storage node for HPC applications is reaching 2.5 times higher compared to previous solution. Now let's look at another scenario. Remember just I mentioned that the unstructured data like video today is become on demand basis. So in this case, right, Huawei OceanStor Pacific Object Storage for mass data backup and archiving provides high elasticity, availability to help customers unlock the value of warm and cold data. So the storage is able to support up to 100 billion objects per bucket without affecting performance. Index retrieval is done in seconds to provide always-on efficient data services. The storage allows customers to deploy multiple active data centers for disaster recovery with cross-data center erasure coding algorithm built in for replication, meeting online archiving and high availability for the mass data. So another use cases that involved in this case would be a large online video carrier that has used Huawei Object Storage to build a disaster recovery system with the 3 active data centers to support real-time online operation of high definition and ultra high definition devices. So comparing to the conventional 3 data center kind of setup, right, with the embedding of an erasure coding algorithm, it actually improves the storage space utilization from 33% to 56%, ultimately help to improve the ROI in the long run. Now for business intelligence scenario, right, for precision marketing and so on, our OceanStor Pacific HDFS storage uses 3 key technologies to meet these needs. First, it decouples the storage resources for compute to enable on-demand resource expansion, reducing costs in long run, of course. Second, the storage that converges data lakes and warehouse supports lakehouse data formats, reducing extract transform loads, the ETL process tremendously, and it can be queried immediately after being imported into the data lake. And third, which is the last one, the unique intelligent takeover features enable the Ocean Store Pacific to smoothly connect to the traditional Hadoop clusters. So a famous commercial bank with 18 branches uses Huawei big data storage to implement the data convergence, all right, and analysis of data lakehouse. Its operation dashboard takes only 2 minutes instead of hours to produce reports. Okay, so that's all about our Ocean Store Pacific scale storage. I hope that what I've been sharing with you, okay, can give you a better enlightenment as of what are the new technologies innovation that we built into our Ocean Store Pacific series. And we hope that we can help our customers today to embrace the new workloads and to seize the business opportunities faster together in the Yottabyte era. And with that, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a good day ahead and good time in Bangkok. Thank you.